Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you're here, you've probably felt that deep, burning frustration. You know the one? Spending hours meticulously designing a flawless Instagram carousel. You finally hit publish, and then absolute crickets, right? Nobody saves it, nobody shares it, and literally no one clicks that link in your bio. The thing is, most templates out there are built to look pretty, but they just aren't built to work. But as we dive into our source material today, it turns out there is a totally repeatable way to fix that.
So, here's our blueprint for today. We're going to quickly cover 1. The engagement myth, 2. Anatomy of a template, 3. High-converting template types, 4. Finding your templates, and finally, 5. The customization framework. Let's jump in.
All right, Section 1, the engagement myth. Likes aren't enough.
We really need to talk about the stark contrast between what we think we want and what actually moves the needle for a business. Honestly, on Instagram, a post can rack up hundreds of likes and still do absolutely nothing for your bottom line. Because likes, they're basically just vanity metrics. Real, hard conversion metrics are saves, which actually mean your audience found it so valuable they want to return to it, shares, which is basically a personal endorsement, and DMs. DMs are absolutely crucial because they are so often that critical very first step to an actual sale.
Okay, moving on to Section 2, Anatomy of a Template, Structural Decisions.
So this naturally begs the question, right? What makes a template actually convert? Well, according to the data, conversion is not just some random stroke of luck. It's actually based on very specific strategic decisions. And the beauty is, once you can spot them, you can replicate them over and over again.
The sources reveal a pretty strict structural rule of 3. You need a hook, a logical flow, and a CTA. Your first slide is doing the heavy lifting here. Seriously, roughly 80% of carousel engagement is decided right there, literally before a viewer even swipes. Then you need that logical flow, no padding allowed whatsoever. If 2 slides can be merged, merge them. And finally, you need a built-in call to action on the very last slide. This is the big one. Templates without a clear final slide CTA consistently underperform no matter how gorgeous they are. You absolutely have to tell people what to do next.
Now, on the design side of the equation, consistent branding is literally everything. Using the exact same colors, maybe 1 or 2 fonts, and a fixed logo placement, it makes a carousel feel like a cohesive premium product rather than just a stitched-together slideshow. You want to pair that with mobile-first readability, so we're talking a 24-point font minimum with really high contrast and a super clear visual hierarchy. A headline, a subhead, and a max of 3 to 5 key points per slide. Keep it snappy. Section 3. High-converting template types. Purpose-built formats.
The research highlights a rapid-fire list of 6 specific content angles that just show up time and time again in high-converting libraries. These are basically your heavy hitters.
First up, we have educational carousel templates. These usually promise a really clear transformation, something like how to do X in Y minutes, and they walk the user through step-by-step instructions. Niche-specific kits, like the Glow Lab Instagram Content Kit, use this format brilliantly. Why? Because it literally gives readers a reason to hit that save button before they've even finished reading step 1. The value is just packed in there.
Next up are product showcase and sales templates. These are going to start with a big hero shot, move through individual feature close-ups and lifestyle scenarios, and then end with a hard price or offer. Bundles like the Content Girl collection exist specifically to do this. They're engineered to move a casual browser toward becoming an actual buyer by showing off a product from multiple angles, all in a single post.
Number 3. Before and after transformation templates. Just imagine a skincare brand or a fitness coach using this. You see that dramatic split image right away, then you swipe through the process steps and finish up with the final metrics and key lessons learned. It's pure visual proof. Your readers don't just have to take your word for it anymore. They can actually see the results with their own 2 eyes.
Then we have lists and tips templates. Think along the lines of 7 tips to or 5 mistakes to avoid. Because let's be honest, human psychology just absolutely loves a good list. This format is universally savable because it instantly sets expectations. The reader knows exactly what they are getting into and roughly how long it's going to take them to read through it. Number 5 is the quiz or interactive template. Personality-driven sets, like the Positivity Pop collection, use these perfectly. They force mid-scroll action, so you're not just passively reading, you're actively answering multiple-choice questions, tallying a score, and then drill into a CTA that asks you to comment that score. It is a fantastic tool for lead generation and building a real community.
It's also really worth contrasting our feed formats here.
Static posts and carousels, those are your main engines for driving saves and link clicks. But Reels covers and story templates, like the ones you'd find in Reel Power Packs or the Glossed and Power Collection, they serve a totally different master. They indirectly support conversion by making your whole grid look super cohesive, and they direct traffic using clever DM prompts and link stickers.
All right, Section 4, Finding Your Templates. Where to download? So, where do you actually find these? Well, resale-ready PLR and MRR bundles, like Post Perfection or the Gemma bundle, are phenomenal, especially if you actually plan to sell digital products yourself, since they're built on these exact structural principles right out of the box. For easy, quick swaps and trending formats, you've always got Canva. If you need funnel-mapped packs, Later and Hootsuite offers some really great free options that are literally designed by marketers. And for the advanced designers out there who want highly customized, component-level branded systems, Figma Community is absolutely the go-to.
Section 5, the customization framework. Turn downloads to assets.
Okay, here is your 4-step framework blueprint to pull it all together. Step 1. Match the template type to your specific goal. Like, don't use a long educational carousel if you really just need a direct product sale. Step 2. Lock in your branding. Strictly limit yourself to your specific color palette and just 2 fonts. Step 3. Optimize your copy, really nailing that call to action. And finally, Step 4. Test and iterate by tracking your saves and shares, and honestly, just ignore the likes entirely.
If there's one massive core truth to take away from all this source material, it's this quote right here. Design gets attention, but copy is what actually drives the action. So lead your first slide with a super clear benefit. Keep your middle slides focused on just one idea each with minimal text. Let the beautiful design hold their eyes, for sure, but let your words actually move their hands. To summarize this entire explainer in a nutshell, structure is greater than aesthetics. A strong hook, a logical flow that doesn't waste the viewer's time, and a completely unambiguous CTA will do far, far more to move people to buy than a highly polished, pretty grid that lacks actual substance.
So I want to leave you with this final challenge. What is the CTA on your very next post? Are you going to leave them guessing, or are you going to guide them? Apply this blueprint this week, track your real conversion metrics, and start turning those silent, scrolling ghosts into actual, tangible business results.